by the ever handsome one, Mr. Doig.
So,
This week we are starting off our Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay. Okay, I'm going to apologise. That was a terrible pronunciation of his name. But we're starting a month off of Arnold. And we kicked it off with Fraser Doig's Choice, the ever good film, somewhat, I would call it, of The Commando, 1985. Was it a hit film? Would you say it was a hit film back in the day?
I would say it was like it was quite early in his career, but I'd say it probably did quite well.
Yeah. But as always, we've got to kick it off with some news.
Not a lot of news. There's not been a lot of traction since our last episode, but we have to at least be. There's been some.
Yes, some information out there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For us to speak about. I'll kick it off with it's more of a chat than news really, but obviously the PS5 is coming out, and the reviews are coming out, and some information is coming out, and I just really want to discuss it with you, right? Mm-hmm. Where they've come out and they said that the PS5 you get is a terabyte, but it's not a terabyte. Mm-hmm. You actually get 886 gigabyte. Then take away the settings and all that stuff that's automatically takes up space. We only get 660 gigabyte basic, which
I mean it does kind of like I don't really know. I've not really got a massive PlayStation anyway. Both my PlayStations haven't been too big. They obviously shouldn't advertise that you get more than what you're actually getting.
Yeah.
I probably disagree. I just do disagree with that.
Yeah.
But I think that it's more like, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, the storage can be a bit of an arse when it comes to the PlayStation, especially when you've got to delete certain games to download games and that. And especially with some games now being like huge, massive.
Look at Call of Duty alone with Plus Warzone's 210 gig now. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. They've come out with the PS5, right? There is no SSD storage expansion support at launch. And that's mainly because there is no SSD storage fast enough to keep up with the PlayStation 5. And you can't store PS5 games on normal hard drives. So you know how like some people we know have got hard drives with their games inside. Like they can't do that with PlayStation 5. Obviously, it still carries over PlayStation 4, which some people are like that's fine. That's all we've really got there now anyway. But
yeah, exactly. That's probably why they've done this, is because there's not really a lot of PlayStation 5 games.
Yeah,
You're
but
talking what the two is going to be, what Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Cyberpunk. That's probably about it.
The thing is, mate,
and I get that
I probably won't even have Miles Morales. Like, I don't see me buying it until it's half price, because we're just segueing into PlayStation 5 stuff. But because you brought up, I thought I'd tell you that the game is only 8.5 hours long. That's it. Full complete. That's it. Like and it's $70. I think $70. It's like £65, right? I just can't see myself spending £65 on a game I'll finish in a day. You know what I mean? Like is that wrong? Spider-Man was good, but actually Spider-Man was fucking amazing. And Miles Morales, I'm looking forward to it. But at the end of the day, I'm sitting thinking I didn't really want to pay that amount of price for a game, like, because that's what's going to come down to now when it comes to these games. If they're this price,
and it's obviously the story is 8.5 hours long. There's other side activities.
No, the game completion is 8.5 hours long.
Is that included? Because I've seen those reviews, and there's obviously the crimes, and there's side quests, and there's collectibles.
I think like collectibles and stuff like that that's not been accumulated into it. But like,
I don't know if the side stuff is. I think that might just be the pure story aspect, which again isn't long.
The reviews I was seeing that they've done, like, obviously because some side stories can leak into the main missions and stuff like that. But that's just, to me, that's madness. Because side missions could take another 2 hours, if give and take. If you're sitting playing it all out, like say you're sitting just playing it constant, right? That's how you could complete this game and full day game
for like a DLC.
That's just, for me, it's madness. That's madness. Also, just random information, right? The PlayStation 5 pad, how they're like they're boasting about it and they're talking about how great it's going to be, which it looks cool, and I can't wait to try it out. I find it weird that it works for the PS3 Bluetooth, it works for the Switch through a cable, but will not work with a PS3. Like, it seems like a really weird PS4. So it doesn't work with PS4. Sorry, it seems like a really weird system to have in place. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's just a random
True, but
fact
I
that I
mean,
seen.
at the end of the day, who's like, why would you buy a PS5 with a controller and then play your PS4?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of a bit silly. I mean, I get that there's these things that they've said, and they're like, clearly some of it's like a bit
Yeah.
like you 8 hours for a set that sucks, and like, you know, like saying that it's going to be more data, and then it turns out it's not. But I feel like some things people are just looking for the super negative because, you know, that's obviously the world we live in now.
Yeah. It's because it will always be in comparison to Xbox. You know what I mean? People will always compare it to Xbox. It's a thing between them. And in a technical standpoint from these things, Xbox is winning, but I still think PlayStation is going to come out and beat them. You know what I mean? In the sense of
But
that.
see, honestly, like, absolutely hands down, like straight up hands down, the truth is coming out of my mouth. I don't give a shit about hardware. I could
Yeah.
not give a fuck about hardware. Like, maybe I'm interested in the PlayStation 5 because the fan might be quieter than my fan in my PlayStations now, because that's because my PlayStation's really old.
Yeah.
But truly, what it comes down to, the reason why I'm PlayStation and the reason why I will buy a PlayStation is because
Exclusivity.
I'm forking out a shit ton of money for a console that has good games coming out. I'm not going to fork out, even if it's technically a better console, the Xbox, or it runs fucking better, or it looks fucking better, but I ain't forking out the same price and then not be able to play jack shit on it.
Yeah.
Because
That's
there's
very
fuck
true.
all for it.
That's very
Like,
true.
so I understand that, like, there's all these things about hardware and what's better and what looks better and what runs better and sounds better and more fucking storage. It doesn't matter, because consoles come down to the things that you fucking do on it, which is gaming, and if there's better games on one console, then I'm going to get the console that has better games. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I feel like, and I understand all these reviewers have to look at, like, the way
Smallest
it's built
details.
and all the, yeah, they have to, because
Yeah.
it's like there is that, like you say, that competition that people will make, even if you can get both. Like, you don't have to, like, if you buy one console, you're not allowed to get the other one.
Yeah.
There's
Like,
no like
I'll own
competitions.
both because my child plays more on the Xbox than he does the PlayStation. Like, I'll own both.
I'll maybe own both
I
when
mean,
I have enough money to get both.
I think you'll
But
own
it's
both
more,
when Bethesda come out and like, oh, aye, the new Fallout 4 remake or fucking upgrade, the new Fallout in general, and all these games are fucking Xbox only. I feel that's when you'd be like, ooh, maybe I might get this.
yeah. I mean, well, they have Bethesda have come out and said that the new Elder Scrolls will be on the PlayStation 5.
Mate, you've went.
They've said it's not exclusive.
You've went.
Where,
Fraser, can you hear me? Oh, says we've got some technical difficulties. Let's give it a moment and see if we can power back on. We'll keep it going with the information. Just giving him a wee message just to find out. Oh my god. It's a good film too. No, hopefully we can get into it because obviously Fraser's moved PlayStation, like he's in a different room, so he's maybe just having some disconnection issues. See, this is why it's much easier on Twitch because I just blather out shite. But at the end of the day, would we finish the PlayStation? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not bugging on the PlayStation 5 people. For anyone that's seen this, I'm not bugging. I'm simply talking about it because I own both. I'm not a fucking one's better than the other elitist type person, but in a technical standpoint, Xbox is going to beat them. But in a gaming sense, Fraser's right. Fraser is very right that PlayStation will always beat out because of the exclusives. It doesn't matter how many Microsoft, how many companies they buy, they just need to try and make it. I'm going to stop it here. I apologise to anyone that started watching. This video more likely to be deleted and will be started up at another date. Sorry for the inconvenience.